In the headlines, journalism tail hits up TV broadcasting in new COVID-19 cases to 21 herd TG. Singapore reports 908 new case COVID-19, majority still workers at dorms. And for a success news, your anchor, Wan Muhammad Azri Putra bin Muhammad AZAM.
Welcome to Success News, always success for our country. Kuala Lumpur, 5 August. After recording just one case yesterday, Malaysia today saw a surge in COVID-19 with 21 new cases, 15 of which are imported infections involving Malaysians, said Health Director General Dato Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah. He said 6 of the new cases were local transmission involving Malaysians, including 3 from the Sivagaga PUI cluster.
Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the other 3 local transmissions comprise 2 in Sabah, 1 pre-surgery screening at Hospital Queen Elizabeth and 1 pre-procedure at Sabah Women's and Children's Hospital and 1 pre-operation screening at Hospital Sultanah Aminah, Johor Bahru.
Zaki Othman has the news.
Thank you to Azri Putra from the studio. According to the COVID-19 new case, Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said the number of positive cases in Malaysia now stands at 9,023, including 496 activities cases with infectivity. A total of 18 cases were discharged today, bringing the cumulative figure for recoveries to 8,702. Or 96.4% of the total number of cases, he added. Dr. Nur Hisham said 2 cases were being treated in the intensive care unit ICU, but none require ventilator support. He said no further fatalities were reported and the death toll stays at 125 or 1.385% of the total number of cases. All the import cases are in the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur and they have been isolated at quarantine centre after arriving at the KLIA. That's all from me, Zaki Osman, back to the studio.
Singapore has preliminarily confirmed an additional 908 cases of COVID-19 infection for the past 24 hours, with the vast majority still being foreign workers residing in dormitories. In its brief noon data released here today, the Republic's Ministry of Health said most of the workers were tested during their isolation or quarantine period, although they were asymptomatic.
The Ministry of Health said they were amongst the final batch of workers being cleared and they came from dormitories with a relatively high prevalence of COVID-19. Hence, the ministry expects the daily case counts to be high for the coming days before tapering down thereafter as the dormitory clearance is completed. We remain on track to clear all the dormitories by August 7 except for a few stand-alone blocks that serve as quarantine facilities. There are presently about 9,700 workers in these quarantine facilities. They will have to serve out their 14-day isolation periods and be subject to an exit test before they resume work. According to the ministry, there were 4 cases in the community and 4 imported cases reported today. With the new cases, the total tally for the Republic now stands at 54,254 cases. To date, 27 people have died from complications due to COVID-19.
The Tokyo Olympic Games are unlikely to happen in another 15 months. This is the view of Kobe University's infectious disease analyst, Kentaro Iwata, while describing as long as the transmission of COVID-19 is still prevalent around the world, it is impossible to organize such a prestigious sports event.
Iwata said on Monday at a forum held via teleconference organized by the Japan External Correspondence Club in Tokyo. Japan may be able to control the disease before next summer, and I really hope we can do it, but I do not think the world can control it. So, in this case, I am very pessimistic that the Olympics can be held next summer unless it is held in a completely different structure. Like, for example, there is no very limited audience or participation. The Olympics will bring together 11,000 athletes with 4,400 Paralympic athletes, including trainer staff, coaches, and support teams. It will also see thousands of foreign visitors visiting the country's largest city at sunrise.
Kuala Lumpur. Many of us breathed a sigh of relief when the government decided to implement the Conditional Movement Control Order, which meant a little relaxation of the public movement. Therefore, many are looking forward to doing activities that were previously strictly prohibited, including recreation.
As we know, we are currently in the phase of restorative movement control until 31 August as announced by the Malaysian Prime Minister. Did you know, before Recover MCO was implemented, there were bans implemented for Malaysians into order to deal with the pandemic COVID-19. Here are 5 types of sports that you may not know were banned during MCO.
Selain penyagaan aktiviti-aktiviti sukan yang melibatkan perhimpunan ramai, ada sentuhan badan ataupun body contact dan lain-lain risiko jangkitan juga tidak dibenarkan.
Sports activities that are not allowed are: first, sports competition that involve a large gathering of supporters. Second, outdoor group events with more than 10 people, for example, running, cycling, motorcycle convoy, and so on. Third, all indoor sports activities, like including gymnasium. Fourth, swimming pool. And the last one, contact sports, for example, rugby, wrestling, boxing, football, and basketball. Meanwhile, all individual sports activities, fitness and recreational sports, esports, motorsports, and leisure as well as light fitness are allowed during this CMCO period. The difference in doing exercise activities during CMCO will definitely be a new normal in every sport community because early preventive measures are the most important thing to focus on. During the period of CMCO, all sports and leisure and recreational activities are subject to compliance with standard operating procedure outlined by the National Security Council for the sports and recreation sector. Although the government now allows the public to have fun, such as jogging in recreational parks and so on, not all types of activities are allowed at this time. Besides me, I have a citizen that I want to interview. What is your name?
My name is Othman bin Ameh.
Okay, how your healthy lifestyle during the MCO?
For me, as we know, the government does not allow all outdoor activities including recreational activities. So I took the initiative to implement my routine indoor only, such as workout and using the treadmill and so on. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Report by HANNAN BILAK. Back to the studio.
Now we move to weather news, anchored by Zaki Othman.
Thank you, AZRI Putra. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. My name is Zaki Othman as a weather reporter for Success News. Okay, first we look on map of Malaysia. Some states are experiencing disaster, said the Director General of the Malaysian Meteorological Department, Jailan Simon. Among them are Sabah and Sarawak, which are not expected to rain on Chinese New Year and Sunday morning.
According to the Director General of Malaysian Meteorological Department, Jailan Simon, he said in the afternoon, rain of PAP storm is expected to occur in South Perak, Selangor, Melaka, Negeri Sembilan and Johor. In addition, the situation will be slowed down on 27 on Monday and January 28 on Tuesday because the west coast states of Peninsular Malaysia and the interior of Pahang will receive rain in the afternoon. However, Not much rain is expected to drop in the northern states of Perlis, Kedah and Penang, and if any, it is not heavy.
For Sabah, he said the relatively dry weather conditions are expected tomorrow, but starting this Sunday, rain is predicted to occur in several places, especially in the east and the interior of Sabah. Therefore, people who live in hot weather areas and want to spend time outdoor are advised to drink enough water to avoid dehydration. Okay, next, we move to Peninsular Malaysia, where we can see more states experiencing heavy rains causing several areas to be flooded. Especially MOHD and Tangkak have been flooded as a result of rising water following prolonged rains.
The total number of flood victims in MOHD and Tangkak continue to be reduced to 159 people from the 37 families of this morning, compared to 174 people from 41 families last night. The chairman of the State Health and Environment Committee, ROSLI, through a statement, said as far as 8 a.m., 3 temporary evacuation centers remain in MOHD and 1 in Tangkak. He said in MOHD, a total of 132 people from 33 families were still affected by the Kampung Parit Raja Darat area, Kampung Parit Raja and Kampung Parit Aman. In Tangkak, she said that 27 people from 4 families from Kampung Tanjung Gading are still being affected and all victims are located at the SBP of SK Tanjung Gading 5.
Okay, so that's all for weather's news. I'm Zaki Othman. Thank you.
Now we move to the next news. Monster targets 5 million ringgit in Boboiboy comic sales. Animation company Monster is targeting sales worth 5 million from its latest monthly comic series Boboiboy Galaxy Season 2. This year with the printing of about 100,000 copies per month.
Its Chief Executive Officer Nizam Abdul Razak said the company was confident of achieving the target as the animated comic had its own fans. We have previously produced the first season of Boboiboy compilation comic, which was released 3 months with the printing of 100,000 copies of a year, and we feel the need to release it every month due to high demand from fans. He told a press conference after launching the latest Boboiboy comic here to be.
Nizam said the comic would feature Boboiboy's adventure following the Boboiboy Movie 2 final, which had broken various local movie records. This comic series will take reader on a journey with Boboiboy and his friends to discover new elemental power as well as meet new terrifying enemy, and each issue will have 48 pages of colorful illustration.
Report by AMIRUL ARIEF. Back to the studio.
United States of America actor Tom Hanks says he and his wife have tested positive for COVID-19.
Based on Hank's Twitter page, Rita and I down here in Australia, we feel a bit tired, like we had cold and somebody itch. Rita had some chill that came and went, slight fever too. To play things right, as is needed in the world right now, we were tested for the positive coronavirus and we were found to be positive.
That's all from us. Your voice wants truth and justice, always success for our country, and this is Success News.